TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. There are many examples of super severe cases of TDS. Then you have some mid to mild levels of TDS, and then you have some very lower levels of it. The extreme examples are people like Keith Olbermann or Mark Hamill or Mark Ruffalo or Rob Reiner or Kathy Griffin. Those are extreme examples. Most people in Hollywood or the mainstream media, they have severe cases of TDS and they will never be cured. No matter what happens, these people have TDS and they will never be able to get over it. And then you have the mid levels and then you have the lower levels. Now, back in 2016, Ben Shapiro had a somewhat serious case of TDS.
What's your take on the current lay of the presidential campaign? You are a supporter of his, aren't you?
No.
You're not?
No.
Well, being with Breitbart News, I would have thought that you would be an ardent supporter.
That's one of the reasons I quit, yeah.
They are supporters, aren't they?
Oh, well, they are not only supporters, they are Trump Pravda. They're basically the official outlet for the Trump campaign.
No, it was nowhere near the level of the people I've mentioned before, but it was a serious case of it. In the years since, he has lightened up a bit, but he still has that TDS all about him. And even when he tries to pretend that he doesn't, it's pretty obvious that he does. Now, Ben Shapiro makes points that I like. Ben Shapiro makes points that I don't like. I overall love what the Daily Wire is doing with movies and entertainment and things like that. I 100% do. But no matter what, I can never fully forget of how Ben Shapiro labeled Donald Trump in 2016. I can never forget how dismissive he was of Donald J. Trump in 2016.
I mean, I think that he's already hurt conservatism pretty badly. My concern is that, and one of the reasons I'm not voting for him is because I'm concerned that he hurts conservatism if he wins. If he loses, I think that he hurts conservatism less in some ways because there's been a repudiation of some of the things that he believes and says.
And now here we are, all these years later, and all of these problems going on, and Ben Shapiro can't get out of his own way because he still has a mild case of TDS. Trump is dominating in the polls. Trump's candidates are winning across the entire country. Trump's influence is better than it's ever been. It's bigger than it ever was. The momentum is shifting like we've never seen. Every time they try to come out with a story to try and discredit Donald Trump, nothing comes of it. Every time they throw something out there, oh, Trump grabbed the wheel of the limo and did a ninja kick and flipped over 4 different Secret Service agents, and no one believed that, but the media ran with it. They're insane. The latest is the raid. And of course, nothing has come of it. And it's all going to go away very soon. And they'll have another hoax that they can go out there and push because everything they try to label Trump, it continues to fail over and over and over again. And the more that this happens, the more that the everyday person is finally waking up to the reality that these people hate your guts. And they will lie and they will manipulate and they will say anything. If you go against the narrative, if you don't line up with their narrative, they will do anything in their power to take you down. We're seeing it right now. Look at Aaron Rodgers in the NFL. He was just on with Joe Rogan. I've never been an Aaron Rodgers fan. This man was completely thrown under the bus by the media because of course he was. Because he dared to have an opinion that went against the narrative. So they will discredit him. They will dismiss him. They will disrespect him because that's how it goes. Look what they did to Elon Musk, someone that's been critical of Trump. And look at, because he didn't line up with the narrative, because he calls out the BS hit pieces like crazy. And Elon's kind of backed off because he couldn't handle it. Trump will not back off because he has the balls to deal with it. Now you have Ben Shapiro making this tweet. The Republicans are losing steam in the 2022 election. What are you talking about, Ben Shapiro? These are some of the reasons for this. The Democratic upswing in the wake of Dobbs being the most obvious factor, but there's something else going on here that represents a deeper problem for the Republican Party. The GOP is miscalibrating the very nature of the American political scene right now based on a myth. In fact, the entirety of the American politics is based on dueling versions of the same false mythology, the mythology of the emerging Democratic minority majority. Democrats have banked on this myth since 2012, believing that it excuses their cultural and economic excesses. This is untrue and has led them into an electoral box canyon as many minorities turn away from their woke progressive overreach. Meanwhile, Republicans have also banked on this to an extent that they believe only a magical person like Donald Trump can defeat. You see how dismissive he is? A magical person. No, Donald Trump is a flawed person like every single human being on earth. He doesn't lie about it. He doesn't try and virtue signal off of it. He is what he is, and he owns it 100%. And the American people have rallied around this man because he is as authentic as you can find, and he will battle against the narrative. He is the most dangerous person because he is not scared of the machine. And they know that. That's why they try to discredit him. This means that when Trump is attacked, Republicans immediately return to making him the centerpiece of the conversation, and this harms them electorally. As every poll is now showing, what are you talking about? Ben Shapiro can never get away from his TDS, because no matter how much he will tell you, oh, I was wrong about Trump, he can never fully embrace it. And this is the problem with a lot of the Republicans out there, the mainstream Republicans, people like Shapiro and a lot of the talking heads out there. They are so terrified to fully embrace Trump because their ego won't let them, because so many of them were against him from the beginning, and he proved them wrong, just like he proved the mainstream wrong, Hollywood wrong, Democrats. He has everybody against him. And now, I love this tweet from Robert Barnes. Shapiro has always been an idiot when it comes to voter analysis. He famously predicted there was no chance Trump could win in 2016. Ben Shapiro will never let go of this case of TDS. He can never fully embrace Trump. His ego won't allow him, because Trump made Ben Shapiro and so many others look completely stupid, and they know it, and it drives them crazy. And so you have Shapiro continuing to run his mouth and seem like he's smarter than he really is. He's a smart guy. He's a very intelligent guy. But he cannot get out of his own way when it comes to Trump. Trump's biggest challenge is not the Democrats. It's not the mainstream media. It's not Hollywood. It's not social media or big tech. It is people that have that R next to their name that will never fully embrace him because their pride will not allow it. That is the biggest thing that Donald Trump has to overcome right now. And that's why he needs support like never before. Make America great again. Donald J. Trump, the greatest president of my lifetime, and it's not even close. And I know it upsets you, Ben Shapiro, that he destroyed every lie that you said about him. But it's bigger than you, Ben Shapiro, and you need to wake up. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.